And just so you know, I have a little tiny hand mirror on hand. I'm not going to use it too much. So if you happen to have like a hand mirror or maybe like a pocket mirror, or just something you can glance at, that would be great. But otherwise, we're really not going to use it too much. I just figured you might want to look at yourself just for the very beginning, while we get our picture started. But like I said, we're not going to be using it all too much because this picture that we're going to be drawing is based more about color. It's not about getting the features exactly correct. Like for me, if you've ever seen my face, I have big eyes, yes, and they are almond shape. I did observe that. But I have very, very big, like hooded eyelids, as well. And of course, I didn't put that in the picture. I know I have thicker eyebrows than this. It's just to get like a very general sense of what you look like, just in case you needed that extra picture. So, like I said, we're not going to use it too much. Some things to sort of think about while we are waiting for the next few minutes. Think about, like I mentioned, the shape of your eyes, perhaps. The color of your eyes doesn't really matter so much because I don't have blue eyes. I just put blue eyes in there just because.
I want green eyes.
Yeah, see, you make green eyes. See, it'll work out. My nose is probably a little bit bigger than this. The face shape, think about your face shape. Some people may have narrower faces than mine. Think about the whether or not you have maybe a widow's peak or maybe how your hair is parted. Think about that. Those are really the only things that matter so much. Your nose really doesn't matter too much. You can give yourself whatever kind of eyebrows you want to give yourself, whatever kinds of lips you want to give yourself. That's perfectly fine. For this particular one, I didn't really feel like recreating actual lips because I didn't feel like it was important to the picture. And that was my reasoning. I just didn't feel like I needed to make my actual lips on this mouth part. So, it doesn't really matter so much. I did, however, make my hooded eyes right here. I did think about the parting of my hairline right in the middle here. Mine's pretty easy. I don't really do anything with my hair, so that's pretty easy to think about. This one's something I made a long time ago, and I don't really remember why. Like, I couldn't tell you why I have noise going into my ears. I think of it as noise, but I have no clue what's going on. I think I made this maybe like 2 years ago or something. So anyway, the mouth shape was important to me at the time, so I did do that. But again, I did it with crayons completely. Thought about my face shape. I have a little bit more of a rounder face. I made my my eyelids right up here. I was a little bit more truer to my eyebrows. So for that one, it mattered. The colors, I wanted them to be outrageous. So think about your colors too. That's another thing to think about. I will be using those crayons. And you can see right here, I used a lot of colors, a lot of crayon colors for both of these pictures. However, with this one, I stuck with just one, and I literally just went up and down with my brush strokes. That was it. With this one, I paid a little bit more attention to using different colors. Same thing with this one. I used different colors on this one as well. So just sort of think about how many colors you want to use. Think about the colors you want to use for the crayon, and then also the colors you want to use for the wash that you put on top. But again, if you're not using any watercolors, then that part doesn't really matter so much. This one was probably one of my first ones that I started with this project. So and honestly, I'm not really happy with like the face shape here. If you wanted to do multiple of these self-portraits, you by all means can. Think about color, think about facial expression. Expression was very important for me for this one. And for you guys, I will actually go through different expressions and see if I can help you to recreate them. This one is based like the lips, I feel like are important for this one. So I can go through how to create lips for you once we get to those steps. I think that's all I have to show you. Yeah. I think we can get started.
Yep, that sounds good.
Yeah, it's 8 minutes past. So let me get my paper real quick for you guys. Have to find some blank sheets real quick.
Marcus.
There we go. Okay. So the paper I'm using is actually a thicker paper for anybody who might be working from a recording later on, because we always put these online. I'm using a thicker paper just because I am going to be using the watercolors. I'm going to go ahead and grab my crayons now. So I would do that first. Pick, I would say as many colors as you like, but if you'd like to limit yourself, perhaps 3 to 5 to start with. And when it comes to drawing the face shape, or really drawing any of these shapes, honestly, I always like to start off with a lighter color. So I started off with a light pink, like a bubblegum pink. So that's just what I chose, but you can choose a peach or even a robin's egg blue, whatever you'd like. Just start off with a lighter color. That way you can go on top of it with a different darker color if you feel like you need to. So when it comes to colors, I gotta think about what kind of expression I want. So I think last time I told some people that these two moods right here, this one and this one, are kind of my defaults. Like I'm always tired. Like the fatigue is always there. It's always real. But I'm generally a pretty happy and pretty curious person. So I'd say this is another one. I'm just kind of gonna think about my moods, and I'm gonna coordinate the colors with my moods. Now, I could give you some suggestions as to which colors to choose from. But sometimes colors tend to feel different to other people. Like blue doesn't necessarily mean that it's a sad color. It can be very calming, relaxing, perhaps a joyous color for some people. So it really just depends on you. Let's see. I don't honestly have to think about this for a second. I'm probably going to use peach as just like my sketching color. That's what I'll call it. I'll call it my sketching color. I know peach is it's very much a color that can be overpowered by a lot of other colors. So I don't see a problem with it. Can't find anything else. Okay. So let's talk about face shape. So face shape, for me, it's my face is pretty round. I have a little bit more of a square jawline. I'm going to just sort of think about that when I draw this. But when you're drawing it, if you happen to not really hit the mark, that's okay. You're more than welcome to practice a little bit first. So for me, I could practice doing a smaller one if you guys want to see that. Maybe I'll practice doing a smaller face shape. So I like to start on the sides. That's kind of my face shape. Again, this is just my practice page. If you happen to have a little bit more of a slender face, maybe like a more pointed face, you might do something like that. If you have a rounder, more oval face, it might look something a little like that. What else? Something like that, maybe. No, that's just the practice. And when I do it, I'm going to make it really big because I want my face to take up like most of the page, honestly. Now I can actually tear this out. I'm actually going to tear this out and use this as my practice piece for other features. So for me, I'm going to just sort of point the general area where I want my face to be. I know that I want my hair to be somewhere up here. Face is going to be somewhere down here. And it always helps to just point it out. Point it out first. Gonna do big. I kind of missed the mark with my jawline here. So, oh well, just gonna go with it. For anyone new to the class, you'll find that happens a lot. I just kind of miss the mark and then run with it. Just go with it. But if that were you, then you are more than welcome to flip it over onto the other side. Perhaps start over there. And then my face, I'm sorry, not my face, my hairline is parted pretty much in the middle here. I've seen a lot of times with self-portraits is that it's very easy to make the hairline a little bit too low down on the face. Just because my face ends right here, like my lines end right here, doesn't mean I really want to start right here. I actually want to triangulate just a little bit because the middle of my my hairline is right in the middle. So I'm gonna triangulate upwards and give myself some forehead space. I always like to make a dot whenever I'm doing these things. So I'm going to make that dot. And my hair is always just all over the place. There's the middle right there. I'm just going to run with that. My hair, like I said, is always just everywhere. So I'm going to draw these little tufts of hair coming down. Now I can have my hair sort of like this one. My hair looks like it's coming down to the side. So if there's anything that you need help with specifically, please let me know and I'd love to help you. I'm just going to kind of drag this down. I'm not even going to give myself a neck just yet. Not yet. I may never give myself a neck. I don't know. Don't really know yet. Now I drew this line in the middle because this is where my hair parts. Parts right about there, right in the center. I'm not going to draw anything in there just yet. Really what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get the basic shapes in, basic aspects of a face. Then I'll work on the patterns later. Now this one, I totally could have drawn some patterns and I probably will draw some patterns on here in pen later on. Perhaps maybe I can show you some on this one as an example. I want to show you perhaps these, maybe all three of these. I'm going to start with the eyes next. So I'll do the eyes next and then eyebrows, then nose, and then we'll move into mouth. So I usually like to do the eyes first because it's the most striking feature. Of course, you look at somebody, you're always going to look at their eyes. So my eyes are very much almond shape. Actually, my computer's working now. I guess it's a little too late now. Oh well. So
not too late. You can jump in anytime.
I figured maybe you guys might want to see exactly what I'm talking about. So yeah, if you guys don't mind, I'm gonna.
Yeah, no problem. We actually just had a couple of folks join.
Oh, yay, perfect. Yay.
Sorry, I'm late.
Who's that? Whose voice did I hear?
Shannon.
Oh, Shannon. Good to see you. Let's see. Okay, I'm just getting my browser started again. All right. All right. Yay, I can see everyone now. Perfect. Good to see everyone. Okay. So I am going to try to put my face on there so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay. All right. So I'm going to attempt to draw my eyelids on there too. Okay. So I have almond eyes. So I'm going to draw that. Try to look at the camera as best as I can. I'm going to draw that. I'm going to try to draw my own eyelids as well, just in case anybody wants to do that. So when I try to divide the face, this is not super, super important. I just figured I might tell you since we're talking about self-portraits. Your face, you can divide it into 3 sections. So section 1, going to be your forehead. Section 2, going to be your nose. Section 3, going to be the bottom of your nose / chin. So chin and mouth right here. Nose, well, I should bring that up a little bit. Nose, and then forehead. So not super important for us, but you know, I figured I might give you guys a general rule of thumb here. So that way you'll know kind of where to divide your picture and you're not just sort of grasping at straws in the dark. So I'm trying to measure with my fingers here. Like I think I can actually measure with my full hand just because of how big my paper is. Maybe with 4 fingers. It depends on how big your face is. I can measure with 4 fingers. So right about there. So I can see now that my eyebrows and my eyes are going to be right about here. This is just very general. Very general. And like I said, I do have pretty big eyes, so I'm going to make them pretty big. If you get a chance to exaggerate anything on your face, then I say go for it. So right about here is where I'm going to aim. Eyeball number 1. Eyeball number 2. Now, I don't really know if my eyes are that almond shaped, but it's a start. For me, because one of those features on my face that I'm looking at that is striking for me, at least, is those eyelids. So for me, I can go up here and draw half circles. Now for you, it may not matter so much. Really just depends on what you want to exaggerate. That's what we're talking about. Exaggeration. Now, eyebrows, they're going to happen around the same plane, around the same area here. So for you, take a look at perhaps the curve of your eyebrows. Does it go upward a little bit, or is it completely curved? Is it pretty thick in the middle here, or at the beginning here? Really just depends on you. If you wanted to just make pretty straightforward eyebrow, you could do that. But for me, I think I'd like to thicken it up a little bit. Now I'm sticking with my peach color, but if at any point you'd like to change and switch colors, you can certainly do that at this point, because I feel like you've got the important parts down, the eyes, the face shape. Like I mentioned earlier, the nose really doesn't matter too much right now. Perhaps you can stick with a lighter color for your lips, you know, just for safeties, just in case just if you wanted to do that. It's really hard to draw noses, even for myself, okay? So we're gonna make things very simple here. Let me show you these pictures. So I literally just connected it from my eyebrow straight down. Same thing with this one. Connected it from my eyebrow straight down. And I did that because in abstract works, in a lot of abstract portraiture, that's kind of what you'll see. You're not really going to see too many realistic looking noses, you know? So it's just a very easy way to simplify it. Pick a side, any side. And so there's forehead, there's eyes, there's mouth. My mouth is probably going to start right about here if I'm going by these measurements in the middle of this section here. So my nose will probably end right about here. I'm just going to keep it pointed. And go. There's my nose. It's probably a little bit bigger on my face, but that's all right. Well, it's probably a little bit bigger than the one on my face, but that's okay. Still going to run with it. Now, mouth would be next. Oh, and by the way, if you wanted to add a little extra, like, you know, perhaps the nostrils underneath, you certainly can if you wanted to. I want to keep it simple, so I'm not going to do that, but you can. I should also mention ears too. This reminded me about placement of ears. Your ears are going to start right about where your eyes start. If you were to take your finger and go straight back, this is about where your ear starts. So eye here, straight back. Just if you have room for your ears, you don't even have to put them in there if you don't want to. Like for me, it's probably not even worth it. Because like I said, at least for me, little details like that not really are going to matter so much. It only becomes important if you want to exaggerate it. So anyway, mouth. I can go over different ways of drawing expressions if you want me to. First thing I'll do is I'll draw lips like this. This one I think is pretty straightforward. It's just oval. That's it. Very straightforward. This one I chose to do it just simple because I'm sleeping, of course. And I'm trying to think of other expressions. There's this one where I'm just, what expression is that? Not very good with names of these expressions. It's like I have something on my mind, like a little sassy, I think.
Contemplative.
Contemplative. Yes, that's a good one too. Let me go ahead and turn it over to this. So for that one, again, it's very exaggerated. It's literally just a line and then just a little tick mark on the side. Now, obviously, there's sad, obviously.
I have an eraser. I got it
For
already.
lips though, for regular lips, if you happen to want to make them a little bit more full, like this one, I always like to start with the middle right in here. So kind of like that, and a little lump on the bottom. Stretches, a lump on the bottom, and then it goes down like this. And then sometimes it helps to think to put a little circle right here. Now, I know you guys can't see this, so I'm actually going to use a different color so you guys can see. Line, lump, line. And then I want you guys, if you're doing the fuller lips, I want you guys to press down lightly. But for the sake of this demonstration, I'm going to press down hard because I want you guys to see it. Make a circle in the middle. You guys press down lightly. And then right where these two lumps are here, make two other circles very lightly. It's going to look a little funny. And then underneath these two circles, you're going to connect them. And then you're going to connect it upwards into your line, upwards into your line. And then up here, you're going to jump up here and you're going to make a little, I don't even know what you call it. You're going to give it a little crown. You're going to pretend that's a face and give that a little crown right there. And then you're going to come down like this from that crown. And again, for you, don't press down very hard with those sections. And it's up to you if you want to give yourself like a little, like little dimples. If you wanted to give yourself dimples, you can do that. And then here's another simple mouth right there. And then of course you can do just a little smile like that if you wanted to do that. So very simple shapes.
Oh.
All right.
Oh, sorry.
I did a smile kind of like that. It's kind of wide and it like goes upward a little bit at the cheek right there. Now, I would love to go over my lines and just go over that peach a little bit. In the beginning, I grabbed a bunch of colors that I thought I would like together, and they've just been sitting, so I'd actually love to just use them. So I'm just going over what I already have, making my eyebrows just a little bit more bushy. Let's see. I have like a lavender color here. What do I want to do? Oh yes, I'm going to go over my face shape again. Try to give it a little more of a jawline there. Try to. I'm being very loose with my lines. I'm definitely not taking my time to make it perfect because we're not going for perfect. We're going for abstract.
Hey, Hannah.
I didn't really.
So
Yeah.
I don't have crayons. So I have colored pencils I'm using. You had mentioned watercolors. Are we supposed to, are we moving to that, or should I do that instead? Or I don't.
Yeah, so the color pencils, they may not show up as much with the watercolors on top of it.
Oh, markers.
Oh, I'm sorry, did you say you're using color pencils?
I am, but I could switch to
Oh.
marker.
Yeah, I mean, whatever you want to use, honestly. The only reason I'm using the crayons with the watercolor is because it's really easy to go on top of the whole thing with the watercolor and fill in the gaps that the crayon couldn't really fill.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was my reasoning.
Cool. All right, I can do that.
Yeah. Markers would be really cool too, though. We'll do a lot of scribbling, a lot of patterns too.
Okay.
Oh, yes. Anybody who is wearing glasses, which is actually a lot, almost everybody but me.
You are the luck.
Not me.
Yeah. So everybody but me and Brandy. So do you want me to explain how to do glasses? I can definitely do that. I think I will actually.
I just wanted to do that.
Okay, so you can certainly do it this way if you want to. Your glasses are going to be much bigger on top of it. Take note of the shape of your glasses too. Take note of the shape of your glasses. So you can do it this way, where you just put your glasses perhaps with a different color, depends on you, right on top of it, but also maybe even slightly below it too. It depends on kind of like where you're turning, because if you're turning like, gosh, I don't have any reading glasses or anything. It depends on where you're turning. If you're looking straight ahead, your glasses may be a little bit below your eye line. It really just depends on you. If you're looking upwards a little bit, your glasses are probably going to be up a little bit like this. If they're to the side, you're probably going to have them crossing this way a little bit, kind of over top of your eye. In this way, and a little bit on top of the rest of the background too. So for me, I'm looking straight ahead. And by the way, I used to wear glasses. Okay. I have a funny story I can tell you later, but I used to wear glasses. Don't wear them anymore.
Me too.
You too?
Yeah.
Do you wear contacts? Oh,
No.
surgery.
Yeah.
Surgery. Yeah, that's probably really helpful. I think at the time I had like more square shape glasses. So I would exaggerate the size of the glasses, because that's kind of what we're going for. We're going for this exaggeration. So very large. And I'm just looking straight ahead. And that's why I placed the glasses where I placed them. I'm going to go for a slightly thicker frame, because here's a little tip. If you happen to mess up the shape of the glasses, perhaps one doesn't really match the other, if you make it thicker, you can then even it out.
What if you do that with your eye?
You'll just have very, very exaggerated bright eyes.
Okay.
You could do the same thing. There we go. Yeah, see, these glasses frames were not exactly symmetrical. There we go. And it really, if you're using, honestly, if you're using anything that you're using, you can do this. You can put those glasses on at any step in the process. I'm just gonna kind of go like that. So funny story. I'm pretty sure MS made me think I needed glasses years ago when I was in school. Um, I was undergrad, getting my BFA, and just was having trouble seeing, having trouble doing a lot of things, but seeing was one of them. And I'm pretty sure that it was just MS messing with my eyes, because I went to the ophthalmologist and got the glasses. Sometimes they would work, but mostly they wouldn't work because it was all over the place. My eye, whatever they measure was all over the place. But the ophthalmologist I saw, she was, I was really just a number to her, to be quite honest. Like, I was just a number to her. So she really didn't pay attention to me too much. She just gave me my glasses. That was it. I left. And everybody was telling me, oh, you just have to get used to it. You're a first time glasses user. You just have to get used to it. So I was very, very patient, probably a little too patient. And I never really got used to it, but I still wore it because sometimes it worked and sometimes it didn't. And I ended up just completely abandoning them at some point, because after a while I was just like, why am I wearing these? Like, they're not doing anything for me. So now I don't need them because that was never addressed in my neurologist visit, but I'm pretty sure it was MS.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I had the best ophthalmologist ever. I go every single year. They keep really close track, because some days it'll be like I'm wearing glasses, some days it's like I'm not wearing them at all. But I know I consistently have bad vision, so I have to have something. But other days it's like really, really bad. So she's watching for lesions in my optical nerve and stuff like that. And they do a really in-depth thing. But the cool thing is, because of the MS, the health insurance picks up a lot of the cost if my vision insurance doesn't pick it up.
Oh, okay. That's really great because of MS.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, that was part of my diagnosis.
If we're going to get anything good out of it, might as well tout that, because there's not much, is there?
Yeah.
Tony, were you saying something?
I was saying that was part of my diagnosis when I had trouble seeing, and I went to the eye doctor, and when they called me on a Sunday and said, you may have MS, I was like, oh. Now, any doctor, any new doctor calls you on a Sunday, it's a concern, right?
Yeah, it's bad news.
Right.
Man. And how long ago was that, Tony?
I was finally diagnosed in 2010, but I first started having the symptoms and all in 2005. So.
Okay.
7 years.
Yeah, I think that sounds about right.
Before taking any medication. Yeah.
Just so y'all know, really at this stage or any stage afterwards, you can start to put whatever little details you'd like. I'm actually going to work on the hair, and I'm doing that because I want to be able to put scribbles in my hair. Let me show you some of these examples. I feel like this is probably a really good example of like scribbles. The reason these scribbles are up and down is because my hair gravity is pulling my hair downwards. And so that's why I have these scribbles that are going up and down. Just to give you a little background behind the reasoning behind some of the scribbles that are there. This one, like my ears right here, I'm literally going with the shape of the ears and scribbling around the middle right there. Literally just making it dark right here in the middle right here. What else?
Are your ears making noise or listening to noise?
Good question. It'd be really bad if they were making noise. Let's not have that.
Screaming.
Yeah, you know what? That might have been the reason why I did that.
Yeah.
Ears are ringing. With this one, to be quite honest, I just started scribbling inside the face because I felt like it needed some sort of darkness, like some sort of shadow, because of the mood that I chose. So if any of you guys are like that, you know, think about that as well. You're more than welcome to go with the shape of the face, perhaps complement the shape of the face. Let's see. I also went, you can see up here, I paid attention to the way my hair was falling. And in my head, when I was making this, I was in, like, I'm laying down in bed in this picture. So my hair is naturally going to curl and curve downward. And that's why it looks like this. It curves like this. So just kind of think about that.
Is that Crayola? Is that a crayon and watercolor or?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, crayon and watercolor. This one, this right here, this is my pillow, and I was literally just thinking about how wide this area is, and literally just scribbling, going off of this line right here. So pay attention to the flow of where you're scribbling. So enough talking, and let me just show you. Now I'm going to choose to use the sea green because I'm really liking the way those glasses look. Now my hair falls downward, kind of like that. So I'm going to scribble downward, scribble, going to kind of hug the shape of the face there. When you're scribbling, I highly encourage you guys to use your elbow. My wrist isn't moving so much, my elbow's moving like that. I feel like you can get some really good scribbles in there. They tend, at least in my experience, I don't know if your experience will be the same, but at least in my experience, they tend to be a little bit more playful if you're able to use your elbow. If you're not, that's okay. Just, you can use your wrist, but do whatever works for you. Now I'm just squeezing this color in between the seafoam green color, just because I kind of like the way it looks. I really highly encourage you guys to color this in based off of instinct. If there's a certain color that you're just drawn to and you just find yourself grabbing that color, I encourage you to just go for it and grab it. We are making these based off of ourselves. These are our self-portraits. So if something is just calling to you, if it just pops into your head real quickly, then go for it. As far as what else you can do besides color, here's a few other examples.
Alexa, stop alarm. Sorry.
My Alexa answered and they said, I don't have set. My Alexa respond.
Haley, would you go get the casserole out of the oven?
So I tend to gravitate towards spirals. I don't know about you guys. That's the only reason I wanted to put spirals in there. I tend to just love creating spirals, but I'd like to actually go through a few other patterns with you guys just to think about what you can put in there. You can see this little bit of blush right here, and I literally just put this swirl in here to match this swirl. I needed something to match the other side, so that's what I did. So what else can we do? So swirls, of course, you can do that really wherever you like to put them.
Rain
But
swirls.
think about lines and dots as well. So I'm talking like thin lines, dotted lines, different sizes, different lengths. You can have perhaps dots, perhaps create a pattern of dots or a little bit of both. Perhaps dots and lines. I'm just giving you guys examples of things you can do.
Hmm?
You,
No. Everything okay?
I'm
Yeah. It's hard to, I mean, I will say I'm nervous with just having markers.
yeah. Well, with the markers, those tend to give you pretty thin lines. And I feel like with thin lines, there's a pressure to do well because they're thin. There's not much to sort of fill in the space or fill in that void.
I don't think my pressure to do well is based on my markers, but you know.
Well, I think it does play. I think it does
I'm sure,
yeah. So maybe with you can also take advantage of different patterns too. So I'm trying to think of some other ones. You can play with different colors too. That's an option. And in fact, I'm going to look for something else.
Okay. I love you too. Say bye to the guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Oh, bye.
Bye. Bye. Hey, love you. They have to go meet up with their fiance.
Oh, okay.
Oh, they're
I didn't-
engaged. That's so sweet. Yeah, they
Oh, I
have
didn't-
a fiance in med school.
Nice. That's pretty impressive. That's cool.
I thought so.
Yeah.
I went through the whole "what are your intentions with my kid" thing.
I'm sure. So you can also utilize really scribbles wherever you'd like to. I'm using a lighter color, so I'm thinking about where exactly to put this color that's a little bit more centered and maybe not back here. My eyelids are pretty dark, so I'll probably stick with sort of darker color. Let's see. What can I do with this one? I can do curly cues, perhaps to signify plant life, because I happen to love plants. I don't really have a green thumb, but love being surrounded by plants at least.
I have a black thumb. Does that count?
Does that mean you kill the plants?
Every time. So my husband, he has a really big green thumb, right? And he was sicker than a dog a couple of years back. So I thought, I'm going to be so nice. I'm going to get up and go out of my way and I'm going to go water all his plants. I've seen him do it 100 times. It can't hurt, right? So I get his water bottle, which is actually like a spritzer bottle, you know, like you would spritz your hair to keep it curly or something, right? So I get the spritzer bottle and I go and I start spraying everything, just a couple spritzes because I don't want to overdo it. I'm not trying to waterlog these plants. I'm trying to be nice and water them.
Yeah.
And so I do that. And then after I'm done, I think I'm just all that in a bag of chips. And I go in and I'm like, haha, I'm not even going to say a word. I'm just going to let him get all better. And when he comes out and he sees it, he's going to be so surprised. I did good. Ha 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 ha.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
So the next
No.
day he comes out and he's like, what happened to all my plants? And I
Oh,
said,
no.
well, I thought I'd be nice and I decided I would just water them for you. Aren't you proud? And he said, what did you water them with? And I said, your water bottle that you keep by the front door. And he said, the water bottle that has vinegar in it to kill the weeds that are in the driveway. And I said, yeah, that'd be the one.
Oh,
Mm,
oh,
yeah.
I bet you felt terrible.
Don't sweat the petty shit, right?
I just saw a video about using vinegar and water to kill weeds yesterday.
Oh,
I use vinegar and water for everything in my house. Like I don't, yeah, that's what I use to clean the counters and I'm now so vinegar, I can't tell. I pretty much just use vinegar. So when people come over and they're like, oh God, I'm like, oh, I forgot you. Yeah, I don't even smell vinegar now.
Yeah. So I'm not allowed to touch any of the plants anymore. Because I will do a really good job of it.
you tried. You did try.
So if you just use vinegar on weeds, it helps get rid of them.
Yeah, it'll kill them in no time flat.
Well, that's good. I didn't know that.
So I'm currently just looking for other colors to use. You can see in my glasses here, I just put a bunch of polka dots because I couldn't think of what else to do with them. And I felt like, polka dots, they're fun to make. So why not? So I just figured I would just go for it. That's why you see polka dots there. No real rhyme or reason. Would anyone like to show us what they're making just to maybe give everyone some ideas, show off a little? I see Merly.
No.
Perfect.
I inspired in Buddha.
Oh man, I
You
love
see,
your colors.
That is awesome, Merle.
That is really awesome though. And your earrings too.
Ah, yes, the same I have today.
Yeah. Man, your colors are so good though.
Oh, thank you. Also, I have the monkey paw. You see it here?
Monkeypox. It's okay. Let's hope that's not our future, guys. I love it.
Yeah, thank you. Just making funny.
Uh-huh.
Mine, well, mine does not look like me, like Merle's. But yeah, I was really having problems with the marker, so I don't know what's going on with my hair. But this is what my brain's always like. It's just like, well, it's really like pinballs, and there's a bajillion things going on. But then we've got, the sadness, and then the happy side.
Lots of stuff. I love your lips too.
Well, look at my, thank you. I don't know what to do. I'm excited to see what we're gonna do with their eyes, and because I feel like I'm a zombie or something.
Yeah, I can go over the eyes real quick.
Yeah, okay.
Let me do that before moving on. Okay. Yeah, so honestly, the eyes or the middle of the eyes are really very exaggerated once again. If you wanted to do any color you want, any color, you can do any color you want. I forgot about this part, but I actually outlined in 2 different colors just to make it a little different. You can go back to that same light color if you wanted to just sort of make the outline of the iris. I use peach. That's right. I'm gonna go back to peach. You can think about where your eyes are going to be looking. So I tend to really like to draw my eyes looking a different way, just really any way other than forward, except for maybe this one. This one, once again, like it's very exaggerated. Like I would actually be very worried if my eyes were really literally this big. So it really doesn't matter so much how big you make them. Just think of the direction. So mine, maybe I'll look this way this time. So I'm gonna go this way. Gonna be just sort of like a half circle or a partial circle, I should say. Once again, go over them again to make them a different color. I'm going to color them in hot pink because I can. There we go. Actually, I'm going to put some hot pink up here too. Once again, going with the motion, the shape, and the flow of my hair. My hair goes downwards, so that's what I'm doing. Now that's the eye. We'll probably end up going over time just a little bit, but I think that's okay. I'm trying to think of what I can do with the rest of the face. And this is where you may, and even I will have to step out of comfort zones because they're just cheeks. There's not really too much that's tangible that you can think to put on top of there. So
I got it.
yeah. Okay, I'm gonna put you up here. There we go. Oh, that's so awesome. Those colors.
Yeah.
Love that. So you exaggerated your cheekbones too. Put the
And
cheekbones.
What did you
I
use to
just
do that?
kind of did a basic sketch and then I started just like, okay, so yellow because your cheeks are forward. So let's put those yellow because they go forward, and blue push things back. Let's go with the purples and the blues to push things backwards.
I like
and
it.
then I just kept my hair like the dark browns and grays and stuff because my hair doesn't have as much hurt in it as everything else. I wanted all the vibrant colors to just really exaggerate and express how it could be pain, it could be vibration, it could be vision blurriness, it could be hot or cold flashes, but the rest of my body is always doing something strange under the moon. So that's why I went with all the bold colors for those, and then I did the muted colors for like my hair and stuff.
Yeah. So you really put a lot of emphasis on the meaning that you put behind the colors.
Yep.
Yeah.
However, I do think I am going to go in with just a real deep magenta and get my big old lips.
I'm going to do something that I didn't think I was going to do coming into here, but maybe it'll look okay. Maybe it won't. I don't know. But I did mention stepping out of comfort zone, so I'm going to do it. All I'm going to do is make a bunch of thick lines, perhaps going this way, all the way across. I don't know what color I'm going to use. These are just going to cross some borders here. Now, so you can certainly find a way to incorporate color like Carolyn did, or incorporate perhaps patterns into your face. I just decided to completely disregard all the lines I made and just go all the way across for no rhyme or reason, honestly, other than I wanted to see what it looked like.
I almost did purple eyes
Oh, nice. That would have been cool.
because when I was little, I used to tell people, "Hello, my name is Rachel. My favorite color is purple."
Nice.
And of course, my name is not Rachel and my eyes are not purple.
Would anyone else like to show us?
Yeah, I don't know what I did, but it's pretty bad.
Yeah, no, hold on, let's
Pretty
see.
bad.
Let's see.
It's awful.
There we go. I love your
Yeah.
colors though.
Yeah. It's really bad. I'm gonna have to do it again.
Well, I liked it, Sharon.
Yeah.
Especially the necklace. Especially the necklace too.
Well, I hadn't, yeah,
Oh,
I didn't put it on it.
Particles.
There's mine.
Oh, here we go. Cynthia, let me add you here.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh,
Oh, there we
It's
go.
oil, not pastel and pencils colored.
Lovely.
okay.
It's hard to draw clear glasses or with no frames, right?
Yeah, it is.
So
Lovely. Thank you.
I actually, my first one, I liked it too much to make it abstract. So I
Oh,
did too. Like,
Oh.
because I thought, oh, that actually looks like me. Oh,
That is good.
so then I did another one.
There
Oh.
we go. Oh,
Oh,
I
yeah.
love that. Love your cheeks.
See, that's me as a planet.
It's a Casey planet.
I'm just accidentally very round, so I'm going with it. That's me as a planet. And,
Nice.
mountain ranges and lakes
Uh-huh.
and,
Deep calderas right
meridians.
there. Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
You all did really good. Who else would like to join in? If you don't want to share, that is okay. You don't have to share. Just want to give everyone a chance.
Are we supposed to put watercolor on top or?
I mean, if you're using markers, then the watercolor might move like it. Yeah, it might smudge everything. So
Make it very abstract. Okay.
yeah, very abstract, exactly. So I would stray away from that.
Okay.
I will go ahead and start that process with mine actually. I just need to like do something with this portion right here. So I'm just gonna add more dots.
Maybe with the markers can use it and spray the sealer.
Maybe.
Yeah. Put the sealer spray, so let it dry and then maybe use it there.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it works, maybe not.
Maybe like it might, like if you put like something called a workable fixative, it would definitely keep it in place.
Oh, yeah, I don't have.
Yeah.
Okay. Apparently I need crayons and workable fix. I can't believe I don't have crayons.
I'm just gonna color in my
Son of a.
uh-oh.
I want lashes like that.
I've been dropping things like all week, and it's really peeving me off, guys.
Uh-oh. Okay, so let me explain the colors for the background, or for the watercolors, I should say. This is already very busy, so I'm going to think about that and sort of use that to my advantage. There are so many colors here that an advantage for me might be to choose maybe 1 or 2 colors and stick with that, and just, you know, just do those colors, just a few colors, or even just the one, like with this one. That was probably the reasoning behind this one, because these colors are so very different from each other. They're just all over the place. It makes more sense for me to choose one color for the whole background. But you could do something like this one too, and have several different colors that complement whatever's underneath it, or I'm sorry, whatever's on top of it. This blue here works really well, and it plays really nicely with the red and with the purple. It's a little bit more contrasty though with the orange though, so it really stands out. Same thing with this peach color. This peach color really stands out with this blue. So if you happen to be using crayons, some of these colors are really gonna pop. Like that peach, that definitely popped. This orange, it's very, very bright, but so is that pink. That pink was also very, very bright. So the colors don't really pop quite as much, but you can still see them underneath it. Obviously, the blue and the yellow are very different, so that didn't really make too much of a difference right there. I'm really just pointing out my observations so that you guys will have something to think about if you happen to be, you know, wanting to do this process too. However, this one was a little bit different. This one, I wanted to really think about my mood and what was going on in this picture. So I had mentioned that, you know, I'm always fatigued, always very tired, and sometimes it can be a little bit somber. However, I wanted to think about color in a different way with this one. The crayon that is on my face, and of course everywhere else, is somber. It's a little bit more sad. However, I wanted to use a little, like, slightly more vibrant colors for the opposite ends, like the pillow, perhaps out here, just to signify the mood of everything else, because everywhere around me was very not sad, very a lot more upbeat, I should say. So that was the idea behind using those 2 colors together. For me, the crayon more represented my mood, but this watercolor more represented the outside world. The outside world was a little bit more upbeat than I was. So that outside color really went on top of everything, because that was my environment. My environment encompasses me, so that color is going to encompass me. And that was the idea behind that picture. What else did I have to show you?
I finished out with green. What do y'all think?
Yeah, let me find you. There you are, Carolyn. Oh, whoops, sorry, wrong one. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Green in the background. There we go. I like that.
And then I used purple Sharpie, a thin purple Sharpie, to just kind of put more lines in the hair and stuff and make it stand out a little bit more.
Nice. So we're going to create some birdies. They can be any kind of birds you want. I'm just going to teach you a very basic birdie shape. And we will color in with either watercolors, or if you happen to have those watercolor markers. Oh, I'm sorry, not watercolor markers. Well, actually, watercolor markers too will work very well, but washable markers too, so the pigment can spread. And then we'll put some patterns on top of it, and the patterns will really be the main focus.
It looks like Zentangle.
That was the inspiration behind it. So.
Awesome.
Very Zentangly on purpose.
Zendingle, or what did you say?
Zentangle.
Zentangle. Okay.
Yeah, it's a way of I can type it here. It's a way of simplifying patterns and creating very simple patterns.
Oh yeah.
All
There
right,
you go.
guys, bye.
Bye. Good
Good
seeing
night.
you.
Night.
I've never heard of Zentangle, but that makes sense. I like it.
Yeah, I would look it up. This is my
Yeah.
first iteration.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that'll be fun. I'm excited for that one. Okay, so without taking up too much of everyone's time, let me just go back to this. The colors that we choose for this, again, you may have to jump out of your comfort zone, but that's not a bad thing at all, because I certainly had to do that too. I'm going to choose one color to go over top this whole thing, simply because it just kind of makes sense with how many colors I have. What color should I choose? A good rule of thumb when you're thinking about watercolors and really anything water-based, well, I guess watercolors mostly. A lot of water means your colors are going to look a little bit thinner. So I am going to use a lot of water, very little actual pigment. I can
Boy, I drink
start
a lot of water.
in a very easy spot. And the reason I chose blue was because I knew that blue would look really nice with these light colors and with some of the, well, really any of my light colors, honestly. It would look good with the hot pink. So I already kind of had that in the back of my mind. Now I feel like that blue is a little dark, so I'm going to go back with more water right on top, spread it around. Really just going on top of everything that I have here. Up and down, up and down.
That
Now,
looks
if you,
amazing.
thank you. It really comes to life though. Like this color really brings everything together. Now, when it dries a little bit more, I will get some paper towels and just sort of wipe the little beads of water that sort of accumulated on top of the crayon. You can see it really, really well, honestly.
Yeah.
So I'll let it dry just a little bit. So that was what you can do with one color. With this one though, I used many colors. I wanted to stick with bright colors because I just sort of knew that I wanted to make it more lighthearted. I wanted to keep it a little bit more on the whimsical side. So bright colors it is. And honestly, I really just picked colors that I liked. There was really no rhyme or reason to it. Picked colors that I like that I knew would stand out well on top of all the other ones. I knew that I had to, well, I wanted to, in my head, divide up my face. So this section here where my nose was, it just sort of made more sense to put a different color from this side. So just sort of think about that. If your face sort of looks like that, yeah, I would say just go for it. Jump into a color. Now I could actually take it a little further and show you guys what it looks like with two colors. So why don't I do that? I could use, I already have blue everywhere, so I could use purple. Purple would look pretty good with purple or with the blue on top. Scribbling is what I love to do. It just makes me happy to scribble. So I'm just scribbling that color on top of everything, making it a little bit darker right under my eye, or on top of my eyes where my eyelids are. I really encourage you guys to embrace those brush strokes that come through, like that texture right there, that texture. Embrace those brush strokes. Does anyone want to show us? Oh, Tony. There we go. I love it.
I don't have any color, so I do like the way the water went through the crayon and just made it all kind of different kind of shades of brush strokes.
Wow, Tony, that looks so good.
I love your hair. That's my favorite color.
Mhm. Love that part. Super cool. Anyone else? If not, that is absolutely okay.
No, I'm not finished.
Okay. I would say, what do you think, Casey? Maybe
I'm not
2 more
sure.
minutes or 5 more minutes?
I think it's whatever is comfortable for you, Hannah.
Yeah.
We can always see everybody's creations next week when they finish.
That's true. How about another 5 minutes? Does that sound okay?
That sounds fine with me.
Okay. Cool. We're just eating hot dogs for dinner tonight. It's not something I need to get off the computer for right away.
I have to go. I have a Celtics game to watch.
Oh, nice.
Important stuff.
That's so
Enjoy.
Yeah. Good seeing you,
No,
Sharon.
next week.
Bye.
Okay.
Where is everybody located?
I'm near Washington, D.C.
I'm in
And
San
Maryland.
Antonio, Texas.
Okay, you're near me, then I'm in Houston.
Oh, you're in Houston. How cool.
No, it's hot.
Oh, yeah.
It was over
Literally.
100 today.
Yeah.
Cora, Florida.
Florida. That's where my brother is. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm in
I'm in
Jefferson,
Connecticut.
North-
Connecticut. Is it cool up there?
It was hot today.
Oh, yeah.
Not as hot as
Not as
some
hot
of you,
as here,
though.
probably.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. So it's a little unbearable.
Is this a weekly group? Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Yeah. Weekly, every day or every Monday, same time.
Now, do you send out links or do we just sign up the way I just saw something in the I think it was the MS Association sends out notices?
It's the MS Foundation, and we send out a newsletter every Friday that has the links to all our upcoming programs. Do you get that newsletter? Is that how
I
you?
do. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
It'll
will
be
in the.
It'll be in the next one. Every Friday, there's a new link.
Perfect.
Well, thank you. This was fun. I'm in Vermont, by the way, so
What's the weather like over there?
it was beautiful today, actually.
Oh,
Finally,
jealous.
yeah.
Oh, that's so nice.
So
Well, nice meeting you.
yes, well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
This was fun.
Yeah.
We hope you'll join us again, Liz.
I will look forward to it. Thank you. Bye.
Take care.
Good night.
Night.
Good night.
Bye.
All right, I'll see everyone next Monday.
Have a good week.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks,
Bye.
Anna.
That's beautiful, Merle.
Oh, thank
Oh,
you.
Marley. Oh, let me see.
I know
Oh,
people.
Awesome.
Oh, that came out great.
Yeah, they came out really good.
Oh, thank you. It
Super
was
cool,
fun.
Marley.
I like it, that one.
Awesome.
I was a little not sure if I can make it, but yeah.
You guys did awesome. So good to see everyone.
Okay, see you next Monday. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Good night.
See you next week.
Good night, everyone.